All right, superstars, welcome to your ultimate tactical briefing for ICSE Class 10 Mathematics. Let's just dive right into this explainer, because today we're taking complete control of the banking chapter in one absolute one-shot masterclass. I'm here to guide you step by step, making sure you don't just blindly memorize, but genuinely master the concepts you need to absolutely dominate your exam.
This is the exact chapter that bridges real-world wealth building with a guaranteed 4 marks on your board exams. So master recurring deposits today and you literally take full control of your mathematical destiny.
Now, to make sure you never miss out on securing these high-scoring concepts, you've got to hit that subscribe button for ICSE MasterClass right now. And hey, make sure to join our Superstar community using the link in the bio, because that's where you'll get access to exclusive board exam notes, practice questions, and, well, pretty much everything you need to succeed. You're a superstar, and superstars always stay prepared. Okay, so here's our exact plan of attack for today. 1. The conceptual roadmap. 2. The formula vault. 3. The problem breakdown. And 4. The new exam pattern. Let's not waste a single second. Section 1. The conceptual roadmap, demystifying the core logic. So before we even touch a calculator, you need to understand how this actually works in the real world. The core of this entire chapter is the recurring deposit, or RD, right? Unlike a standard savings account where you might just drop in a massive lump sum of money once and forget it, an RD requires discipline. It's a cumulative account where you deposit a fixed amount, let's say 100 rupees, every single month, back to back for a set time period. And in return for your consistency, the bank pays you simple interest on that accumulating money. Now, let's look at how this builds up in practice. Step 1, you deposit that fixed principal every month. Step 2, the bank technically owes you interest on that very first month's deposit for the whole duration, the second month's deposit for 1 month less, and so on. But honestly, calculating interest individually for every single month is a massive headache. Nobody wants to do that. So step 3 is the absolute secret to this whole chapter. We consolidate all of those monthly deposits into a single massive number called the equivalent principal. It's basically a shortcut. It acts as if you made one giant deposit for just one single month. Moving right along to section 2, the formula vault, the ultimate cheat sheet. Listen closely to this part, because these 3 formulas are literally all you need for the entire chapter. First up is your equivalent principal. You just take your monthly deposit and multiply it by n times n plus 1 divided by 2. Easy enough, right? Once you have that, you find the interest. And this is where you really see the beautiful connection to standard simple interest. It's just your equivalent principal multiplied by the rate over 100, multiplied by the time. But notice here, the time is always 1 over 12 because we converted everything into a 1-month equivalent. Finally, we have the maturity value, or MV. This is the big payout at the end of the term. It's simply the total cash you deposited, so your monthly deposit multiplied by n months, plus that beautiful interest the bank is paying you. Okay, but pause for a second. Listen to me very carefully here, because as your mentor, I see students lose marks on this exact trap every single year. The variable n stands for the number of months. It must always be in months. If your exam paper says the time is 2.5 years, you absolutely do not plug 2.5 into the formula. No way. You multiply it by 12. 2.5 years becomes 30 months. 1.5 years becomes 18 months. Do not fall into the year trap. Section 3, the problem breakdown, analyzing the exam variables. Now that you have the formulas in your vault, let's step onto the battlefield. Think about it. You have 3 formulas. What are the specific ways the board is actually going to attempt to test your mastery of them? I mean, they can't ask you anything outside of the variables we just discussed, right? They're really just going to play a game of hide and seek with the numbers. And here is the exact pattern they use every single time. There are basically 3 types of advanced questions you'll face. Type 1, they give you the interest but they hide the monthly principal. Type 2, they hide the rate of interest. Now for both of these, if you just plug the known numbers into our formulas, it becomes very simple, basic algebra. You cross-multiply, isolate the variable, and boom, you've got your answer. But type 3, finding the unknown time period, n. Well, this one requires a very specific strategy. Because n is multiplied by n plus 1 in our formula, solving for n is inevitably going to create an n squared. This means you absolutely must use a quadratic equation. You'll perform a middle term split, and you're always going to get 2 answers for n, one positive and one negative. Here is the absolutely crucial point. You always discard the negative value. Why? Well, because time literally cannot be negative. You can't have a recurring deposit for -6 months.
unless you secretly have a time machine. So you state this logically on your paper, take the positive number, and secure those full marks.
Finally, let's look at what's coming next. Section 4, the new exam pattern, conquering the 2026 to 2027 mechanics.
The exams are evolving, guys, and we need to upgrade your strategy to match. The board is no longer just looking at your final mathematical calculation. They are actively testing your deep conceptual logic. This means the introduction of multiple choice questions and, more importantly, those high-stakes assertion reasoning formats. They really want to see if you actually understand why a formula works, rather than just blindly plugging numbers into a calculator. Let's actually break down a board-style assertion reasoning question straight from the source material. Consider the assertion. Kamal deposits 350 rupees a month for 2.5 years at 12%. Now, consider the reason. The valid formula used is simple interest equals P times N plus 1 times R, all divided by 2400. So, is this true? Well, yeah, let's break it down together. Our standard formula denominator has a 2 from the N plus 1 over 2, a 12 from the 1 over 12 months, and a 100 from the rate percent. If you multiply those together, 2 times 12 times 100, it equals exactly 2400. So both the assertion and the reason are undeniably true, and the reason perfectly explains the assertion. This right here is exactly how you outsmart the new exam pattern. So here we are. You have the complete conceptual roadmap. You have the ultimate formula vault. You know exactly what traps the board is going to set for you, and you know exactly how to beat the absolute newest exam patterns. Are you ready to claim your guaranteed 4 marks? Oh, I know you are, for sure. Mathematics is just a mosquito, easily squashed when you have the right tools and the right practice. Remember to subscribe to ICSE MasterClass, join the community using the link in the bio, and let the world see you shine. You've totally cracked the code on banking today, but it kind of makes you wonder, right? What other quote-unquote complex math chapters are secretly just basic logic waiting to be decoded? Keep that curiosity alive, and I'll see you in the next explainer.